Hello, 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 footprinters. How are you? Of course, it is pretty early, and of course, my hair's all stuffed up again. Oh, it is just out of control. It doesn't matter what I try, it's doing its own thing. Sorry, I shouldn't be fussing so much over my hair, should I? It's ridiculous. Anyway, that gripe over. Well, Bubba, we have a visit from Bubba Girl here. Cameo. You're going to show everyone your pretty face? No? Okay. Well, can you get your butt out from everything? So I got a question from yesterday, which Claudia Pava asked, not realising it wasn't a political special. What's going to happen with Rand Paul? Because he said he's going to block $40 billion in aid to Ukraine. So, yeah, so that'll be interesting. The week ahead in all different things. The Stormont is, or the Storm Mount. Is it Stormont or Storm Mount? So I want to get these things right. The Storm Mount, I think it is. Storm Mount. Thoughts and prayers to those people in Buffalo who are dealing with the trauma and loss. Hi, Spirit Beyond the Stars. How are you, my dear? Oh, the Stormont. It's the Stormont, which is the Northern Ireland Parliament. Hi, Scott Mueller. Boris Johnson is saying they have to get back to work and all that because one of the parties in Northern Ireland has blocked the election of a new speaker for that parliament. So that's going to be, I thought I'd have a look at that. Northern Ireland's, I think we might look at the Northern Islands, the whole, just not just the Stormont and all that, is the relationship between Northern Ireland and not so much Scotland and Wales, but England and the rest, and the rest of the UK. We'll have to say the rest of the UK. So I thought I'd have a look at that. Has anyone got a question for me? It is quite muggy here. If you'll just excuse me for just a minute, I'm going to go turn a fan on because it's actually quite muggy. It's overcast and all that, and there's going to be rain, but it's quite muggy. So I'm going to go and put a fan on, okay? Got two of these tops and they are great. The other one's got like a more triangular pattern on them, and they've got the shirt front and then the jacket like thing over them, and they're great. They look great. I've had them for years, and even after something like 10 years, they still look amazing. I love them. Where did I get them from? Target, I think. Anyway, yeah, so thank you for everyone who joined me yesterday on the Not Quite Friday the 13th Spooky Special. Always have lots of fun on those. I'll bring up my banner with, if you're new and you want a reading, you can email me. And if you have memberships, you can become a member. Thoughts and prayers to the people of Buffalo, to those who have lost loved ones in the ship. 18 years old, and he drove for hours. Sort of reminds you of another case, doesn't it? Killed 10 people. More could die from injuries. It's just injured 13, killed 10. Apparently it was racially motivated, but I don't know much more than that, and I don't think the authorities are going to let much more than that through it. But prayers and thoughts with the people of Buffalo in New York. Okay. Boris Johnson has backed away from the threats he's been threatening to just scrap the Northern Ireland Protocol completely, but he's backed away. No, Bubba girl, that's mummy's. What? Really? Oh, you poor Bubba. Come on, sweetheart. Come on, sweetie. You have to hop down, darling. Come on, you can't be doing that. Oh, dear, she fights and then she gets herself almost vertical and then she drops and it's like, oh my God, she's gonna go head first and then she won't ever let me pick her up again. I've got the week ahead plan. And hi, Linda B. Turkey. Is threatening to block, I think, Turkey. It's threatening to block Sweden and Finland turning. If they decide to drop the neutrality thing, they can. It's up to the country. Unacceptable and outrageous that the support of prospective union give to the PKK, a Kurdish rebel group. Oh, okay, all right. So they can't. They don't. They're both supposed to be neutral. Those countries. Hello, Jenny Penny. Why did 4 GOP senators meet with Zielinski? Oh, hi, Tommy A. That's an interesting question. I haven't heard this. You know who they were? I've got a thought went through my mind, but when we get to the reading, I'll clarify it. But I'm writing down. And I'll see if the cards can validate that later. And welcome, Jenny Penny, McConnell, Collins, and 2 more. Hi, Tammy A, and welcome, Tammy A, too. Interesting. Yeah, the first thought that went through my mind, I'll read it. I wrote it down next to the question. Here's the question. And there's the thought in brackets next to it. And I'll see what happens. Putin is threatening to cut off Finland's gas supply, saying they're not allowed to decide not to be neutral anymore. Well, of course they are. They can decide their stance. If the people are happy with it, they can do that. He's saying by joining NATO, they're not going to be neutral anymore. Well, perhaps, but what do you expect them to do? Thing is, gas supplies from Russia into Finland only makes 10% of the energy. So I think they can find extra sources elsewhere to make that up. Hi, Judy Malley. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see and you want a little bit extra, you can become a member. I do Monday to Friday, weekdays, I do a 10-minute on hot topic video looking at 2 topics that aren't, sometimes they're, the usual things, but quite often I look for things from different areas of the world. And I do an Archangel bonus reading. And when I do, I know I've been promising you, when I do something called a mystery tour or a hidden treasures video, which is some of the series I do, you get to see that 2 days ahead of everyone else. Yeah. So Ukraine won Eurovision. I don't think that's particularly news. Nigeria. A New Mexico governor seeks more USA for. Jason Momoa took pictures inside the Sistine Chapel. He's apologised for it. Fine. Look, there are signs everywhere. We've been in the Sistine Chapel. You're not allowed to take pictures or videos. And I'm not going to say any more about that because hubby and I had a huge, not a huge dust up afterwards. Okay. And I'm not going to admit anything that hubby did or didn't do. But let's just say I like respecting rules like that. He thinks they're silly. So, and we have quite a big difference of opinion there. Hi, Joe G. Yeah, and so if you do want to become a member and get some, and also I sometimes do some surprise video, then it's $3.99 a month US. So, and I do readings for $30 US, and it can be a face-to-face reading using one of any number of face-to-face apps like Zoom and all that sort of stuff, or other apps. I can do email readings. They take quite a bit of time. And I can do a half-hour recorded video that I can send you a link to download from Dropbox as well. Okay, how is Marcos Jr. guy going to be as president of the Philippines? I've actually looked at him before. I looked at him last week, and he's got Joji, and pretty well it'll be a rinse and repeat of his old man, but he's not going to be able to get the military on side and all that like he did. I don't think he's going to be there like for 30 years like his old man was, like his father was. I think he might last. I'm thinking a term. It could be more than one term, but it's not going to be years and years and years, because they won't put up with that sort of shenanigans again. So many people went missing and lost, as they always do with those dynastic leaders who think they just have the right. Oh, Moscow set to call a referendum on Mariupol joining Russia. So Moscow gets that decision yet? Not likely. Not bloody likely. Okay, so who's got some questions? So yeah, no, I've done some last week or so since the election. I've done a couple of readings, and I've got pretty much a rinse and repeat of his dad in that Joji. So yeah. As long as he doesn't have his, what about his wife? Hi, Apple. How did all the marches go yesterday? Will the protests make any difference? Marches. Protest. Any sway in SCOTUS for RV Wade. Oh yeah, Israeli police attacked the wedding, the not the wedding, the funeral of that journalist. It was disgusting. Will there be backlash from the US for that? There's already a deal at threat, a minor one, but still. From US over funeral fiasco. It was just, she's a US citizen, and they go and attack people carrying her coffin from the hospital to the church. Come on. Hi, Angela Hone. Haven't seen you in a little while. Yep. Yes, I'm going to do a read on that. Why did the 4 GOP senators meet with Zielinski? Hi, Celtics here. Hi, Patricia Frangino. Oh, yeah. He's not going to have as much success in putting his buddies in power as his father did. So, yeah. Anyway, let's make a start. Okay, my darlings, it's almost coming up to 20 minutes. So, we all know it's the long haul today. I mean, first, the security forces shot and killed this woman who was just doing her job, reporting on a raid. And then special police or something attack the crowd, moving her coffin to the church. Just okay, Rand Paul. I'll give Claudia a little bit of time to come on. She asked a question yesterday, so we'll leave Rand Paul for a little bit. Okay, the Stormont. What is ahead with Northern Ireland versus Boris Johnson in the next few months? What's going to happen there? Yes, I'll have a look at that. First, I'm going to have a look at Northern Ireland versus the Boris Johnson. What's going on there? I'm really feeling a lot of dissatisfaction. Queen of Pentacles. You know, Northern Ireland, does not have a land border with within the UK, but it's got a land border with an EU country. And therefore, it's been put in this very tricky situation. And the Northern Ireland Protocol was intended to help with the flow of trade between Northern Ireland and Ireland, which is the intention that was held. Boris has been threatening to scrap it, and he's been telling the Stormont that they have to get back to work because one of the major parties that won more seats in the local elections, was the DUP. The Sinn Féin did very well, and the DUP, I don't know what that stands for. I apologise. But they're blocking the election of the Speaker. I don't know whether it's so. And Boris is getting all, you have to get back to work, and he's on his way over there to Belfast, which is the capital of Northern Ireland. Deals. This is all about deals, balancing about the Northern Ireland Protocol. They are really, really unhappy with how he's stuffing it up. With Four of Swords. Retreat. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is the agreement and getting, vital trade happening. The Six of Pentacles, trying to keep that balance. Four of Swords. Just basically retreat. So you shouldn't be seeing the top of my head. Hi, Craig. How are you, sweetheart? Six of Wands, validation. Okay, they want him to back off. He's stuffing things up for them. And this is the Six of Wands, which is, I think Boris wants him to put his guy in as the Speaker, but that's not going to happen. They're actually making a stand here. So, is there going to be conflict between Northern Ireland and... Well, there is conflict there. Is there going to be conflict happening in Northern Ireland? Not between Northern Ireland and Ireland, but with Northern Ireland and Nine of Swords. Anxiety, lots of memories being dragged up. Seven of Cups, lots of fears. It was the troubles were very, very violent. They cost a lot of lives. I don't think the two islands will reunify. Apparently, an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation was banned in England because it was set in the future, and one of the characters, Data or whatever, mentioned something about the reunification of Ireland. And this was like right at the heart of, in the middle of the trouble, of some of the troubles and all that. So they banned the episode. Six of Cups. Yeah, there are worries that there's going to be violence again, but not between Ireland and Northern Ireland, but that with England and Ireland, there's real worries and anxieties out there in Northern Ireland that there's going to be a return to that instability. So it's going to be an interesting place to. It's going to be. I'm not going to say on a knife edge, but tensions are quite. I think are going to be deepening there over the next few months in Northern Ireland. Yeah. Hi, Michelle Peterson. I missed anyone coming in? Okay. Why did the 4 GOP senators meet with Zielinski? Okay, let's see. Why? Now, the thought that went through my head, it was to put him on notice that if they win the midterms, they're going to block or reduce aid. Is this true? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is our plans. We're going to disrupt all that aid. We're going to block or reduce it. So that's the thought that went through my head. 4 of Cups. They're not happy. And, you know, this is what we're going to reduce your aid to when we win. And Zielinski's like, literally. Yes, I just flashed the finger up there. So the question is, why did the 4 GOP ministers meet with Zielinski? And it was basically, to tell him that we're going to reduce aid, disrupt what you're doing, and basically, not do anything to help you and hope you get defeated. But in much more polite terms. Yeah, to put him on notice that the amount of aid that they will let go to Ukraine will be a lot less. And do these guys want Russia to win? At least one of them does. Oh, yeah. They're hoping to, we're going to play a dangerous game with your country because we want Russia back on side. So to recap, I've got the Page of Pentacles, disruption, telling them of their plans. I mean, they haven't got either of the House or the Senate yet, but when we win them. 4 of Cups, what we're going to offer you is a hell of a lot less than what you're getting now, and you'll have to make do with it. Because we don't want to, we'll do what it takes to keep Moscow on side, basically. This is doing what it takes and turning your back on others and juggling with the truth. So, to put him on notice that if the GOP win back the House and the Senate, they're going to, House or the Senate or both, as they think they will. Well, I don't think they made threats as such, just subtle understandings, subtle statements. Like, the GOP is not going to be as willing to go as far in support as, or possibly, we might, if you don't cooperate with us and give us information that we want, we might basically, was there also an implied threat of blackmail there, a la Trump? Let's have a look. Was there an implied threat of blackmail there, a la Trump? Oh, yeah. If you don't do what we want, you'll get less support. That, yeah, putting pressure on them to, our way or the highway. If we want information on Hunter Biden, you're going to give it to us, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much a rehash of what Trump did. The GOP is going to get basically wiped out and restocked with much better people, decent people. But, yeah. See, Zielinski isn't stupid. They won't have come outright and said it. But, Putin is threatening to cut off gas supplies to Finland, saying that their joining NATO will have consequences. Finland is like, do it. Hi. You usually just listen, Jenny Penny. You're one of my lovely lurkers. And speaking of which, hello to all my lovely lurkers if you're watching, and hello to everybody who chooses to watch my videos later. You do not know how much I appreciate that. Okay? Thank you. Let's have a look. The current corrupt GOP will be kicked to the curb. Yeah, let's have a look. Will the current corrupt GOP be kicked to the curb? I'm thinking really about the world. You see, the world in general, hi Deb said, they're watching because they do not trust the GOP. If the GOP get any form of power, it's going to affect the US because it will be like things as they are will stand, but there won't be any forward movement and any revision for agreements in the future. But they know they can't interfere. But there's a shift in their place in the world with the GOP. The magician. It's like, out with the old, in with the new. But the new at the moment has been just this cesspit. The new. So it's like, out with the new, back with the old. Out with the new type, back with the old type, like the magician's trying to undone what he did. There's some desperately working GOP people, like in some areas, desperately trying to find people to run against these idiots. And people are just like, no, I do not want to be in the same building with these people. Yeah, I'm GOP and all that. But it's like, what's the point why this old guard is there? That they don't want to do it while McConnell, McCarthy, Graham, all of those guys are there. So the decent ones just can't be bothered. 9 of Wands. It's like eternal vigilance. God, who's going to do what? Who's going to say what? And more embattlement with the GOP. Will there be a big clean out? Yes, there will. When? I don't know. This is a major arcana with the Justice card. Could be a little bit. There's 3 major arcanas here. So in order to regain the respect and regain their place in the world, as you know, they're going to have to do basically pull off a magic trick. And just, say, look, we're not going to we're getting rid of the crazies that are there, and we're going to be more vigilant about who we let in. And yeah, then things might come back into balance for them. Yes. How did they go? I've got a question written here. Will the protest marches that were on in the US, will they have any sway in Scotia's for RV Wade? So let's have a look at that. I hope so. Will this sway the judges at all? The moon. Not really, unfortunately. It's really highlighted some stuff and brought out those protests as it should. And the Magician. Two of Wands. Problem is, 4 of the people there are just, they're not going to budge. There's one who might. I don't know who that is, but it's highly unlikely. It basically, it'll be a miracle at the moment. 2 of Wands, bigger picture emerging. Nine of Cups. You see, I've got a so-so picture, like it'd be a real trick to pull off. I mean, there is possibility that the strategy will work, and then we've got the 9 of Cups. Now they'd only really have to sway one person. No, 2. They'd have to sway 2. There's 9, isn't there? So it's a 6, 3, 5, 4. Yeah, they'd have to sway 2. No, they'd have to sway 2 people. Will they be able to sway 2 people? Maybe. This is in yes, no's, maybe. The Queen of Swords is a maybe. So quite possibly. Roberts, maybe somebody else, but the last 3 were appointed because of their record of cracking down on those sorts of things. Vasectomies are reversible, aren't they? Yeah, imagine telling men they would have to get vasectomies the minute they were old enough to start sprouting, like 13. Oh my God. Yeah, force 13-year-old boys to get vasectomies if they're going to force 13-year-old girls to have babies. You know. Okay. Is there going to be a backlash from the US over the absolutely awful actions of the Israeli police at that journalist's funeral? What's her name? Salim's funeral. Yeah. It was just got the death card. What does that mean? I said, is there going to be backlash from the US over the funeral, over Salim's account? The police just unprovoked. Just they apparently their aim was to prevent violence from building. They incited violence. And the death card. What does that mean? I mean, that could be an irrevocable change. And a wheel. There's definitely going to be some changes here. Wheel of Fortune. This is okay. And the wheel is about destiny. Like, you have to get to a point where things can no longer stand as they are. They have to change. And it was always going to get to a point. Three of Swords. There's a feeling of betrayal here. And I'm just talking about the US here. I mean, the US citizen. And, you know, it should be outrageous to happen at the funeral of anybody. Is there going to be a cooling of the relationship? I mean, Israel is announces a probe, Abu Akleh's death. Yeah, Salim Abu Akleh. I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's going to be enough. Take pallbearers at the funeral of Shireen Abu Akleh. As the Palestinian Authority president said, he would not accept Israel's participation in the investigation of the killing. Yeah, I was watching the footage. It was sickening. They were being beaten. They had coordinated funeral arrangements with the journalist's family, but rioters tried to sabotage the ceremony and harm the police, it said. Yeah, the statement said. No, there's definitely this whole thing is the magician. This is not just this is it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Is you know, it's this not just this backlash only going to be from the US or from other countries as well. Got some major arcana here. Four of Cups, very, very unsatisfactory. Other countries do not find this a very satisfactory turn of events. Page of Swords, disappointment. So for the Emperor. I think Al Jazeera is out of Dubai or something. Queen of Swords, judgment. They're definitely going to be facing some judgment from other countries as well. The Emperor, stability in the region. Yeah. And how safe is any journalist? You know? And again, I think I did a reading on the safety of journalists in question. Who are you talking about? Another reader? Oh my goodness. Who's Hari? Hi, Judy Malley. Deb Z, hi. PBS is good. Hi, Margelle. Good. Anyway, there's going to be some backlash, and it's going to be quite a bit of a change, and got a lot of high. I'm talking about the impact of not just the funeral, but the shooting of this journalist, but the funeral as well. We'll just bring out all the major arcanas that came out in that. 4 major arcanas, 2 major change ones, 1 manifestation one. People, this is not the message they want to send out. And the Emperor, stability in the region. Yeah, I think it could even increase tensions in the region. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Teresa Balthazar. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady Farley. Oh, sorry, my scar's playing up a bit today. Now, I will be looking at the week ahead, of course, and I am going to look at Rand Paul, who's copping a lot, isn't he, about blocking that aid. Uh, 53 people watching me. I don't mind, hubby goes, how many people watch? And I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, it's thank you, Tammy A. It's one of my favorites. My hair is just so bad at the moment that I feel I should get James's buzzers, because he does the buzz cut and clippers and just run them over my head. Yeah, it's one of my favorite scarves. Putin threatening to cut off Finland. Like I said, Finland just went. They only get 10% of their energy from Knight of Cups, Eight of Wands. If they join NATO, and there'll be consequences. King of Cups. Finland's not going to be threatened by Russia. Now, one of the reasons I think I want to have a look, because remember a few months ago there were reports of Russian jets flying into Swedish airspace. This isn't about neutrality. This is about the country safety for these countries. And if they didn't feel a real threat, are they joining because they feel a real threat from Russia? Have been feeling a real threat from Russia? Yes. So they're thinking, we've got the 10 of Cups, which is a family joining their so yeah. Yeah, a real shift. They felt a real shift, and Russia yeah, I'm quite sure they've been preparing, but I think that Putin's actions in some parts, sending troops too close to borders, planes sneaking over into airspace, things like this. King of Swords, yes, their judgment was that, yep. Yeah, this is designed to end any threat Russia, might hold. I do feel like there have been because, of course, we all know he wants to get more into Western Europe. Restrictions, new start for Finland. They know that they're basically giving up their neutrality and the protection of neutrality. But the thing is, if the Russians do not respect that and decide, well, it's a decision that I think was not just made as a snap judgment over the last couple of months. It's it's been coming for a while, I think. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been so prepared to hold talks so quickly within the country about doing this. Now, how magic tricks takes a lot of time to prepare, to rehearse, to make sure it's safe to do. This is what Finland has been. They've been preparing for a while. They feel they need to restrict what Russia can do and protect themselves, and neutrality gives them some only restricted protections. So, yeah. And I think they're already in talks about replacing that 10% of energy. So we definitely know that Sweden is going there. Yeah. Hi, Clarence. Oh, I'm glad your mum's doing well, sweetheart. Now, running down the questions, I only got the Claudia Pava's question. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see if Claudia joins us about Rand Paul. But let's have a look at some individuals' races. How is Matt Gaetz going to fare? Will the Fed's FBI, hi Bernice Henson, or anyone involved in the search of the missing condition find him soon? Who's the missing condition, darling? I'm not quite sure who you're talking about. Oh, the missing convict in Texas. Okay. Will they find him soon? Guide to the highest truth and compassion. Will this man be found? Will this convict from Texas be found? It's not as easy to get away with it as will he be found? That's his bid for freedom with the Fool. 3 of Cups. He's got a bit of support, but yes, he will be found. They will run him down. So these are yes cards, even though he bid for freedom and he's got some support. Yes, but yes, he will be found. Might be another case of, not a happy ending there. You hope that all this can be resolved without more lives being lost. That prison guard, Vicky White, just rather than face the it's just life shouldn't be lost that way. Hey, baby, do you think you could get me a fresh coffee, sweetheart? Thanks, darling. I just need a coffee. Hey? No, not really. Just my head's a little bit. My scar's a bit. Yeah. And yeah. Thank you, darling. You gonna say hello to everyone?
Hi, everyone. Apprentice everywhere.
Will Garland start rolling out? When will Garland start rolling out indictments? Okay, well, why don't we try month by month? When will Garland roll out any indictments in May?
Oh, more, man.
You going to come and scratch my head?
No, if I stop stretching, Kemi, I'll complain.
Oh, okay. Whitby wants you to say hello.
What's that? Oh yeah, it would be attention. Yeah.
Who is a real flake, Craig? Okay. Page of Swords, disappointment. So if you're waiting for indictments to come out in May, not going to happen. What about June? I know the sort of indictments you want. Some actions coming out to bite people in the butt, so that's possible. Yeah, maybe some lesser indictments, but still some indictments. July, 3 of Cups. Okay, is he gonna?
Oh come on.
Are they gonna wait till after the live hearings? Yeah, I think so. I've got the 4 of Wands. Wait, are they going to wait till after the live hearings? Could it? Because 4.
Oh, you can explore that.
Just celebration, some celebration. So yeah, I think. I mean, there might be some minor ones hanging out, but if you want the bigger ones, wait till after the live hearings. Yeah, oh yeah, the total flake. Yep. Yeah, I just did a reading on him, Bernice. I said yes, he will be found. Little while yet, but possibly 3 days to 3 weeks to 3 months, somewhere in that time frame. I think it might not end too good, but I don't want to be putting that out there. Okay. Hello, sweetheart. Come here to mummy. Come to mummy. Whitby, come say hello. Whitby, hello. What are you doing? Do you want to say hello to everyone? Do you want to come up on Mummy's lap and say hello? Yeah, you do. Oh. Yeah. Say hello. Look, everyone wants to see Whitby. Oh, he's never too comfy with me because I have essential tremors. Oh, sweetheart, thank you for the kisses. Taken me years. I got bitten in the face when I was a kid by a dog, and it took me years to get to the point where I can let Whitby lick my cheek. So, but I do. Yeah, hello. Yeah, you're still here. Yeah, I have essential tremors too, which is why the animals aren't as comfy with me holding them as they are with James holding them. Yeah, I don't know that he's really interested in it at the moment. I got a kiss from him. So I do feel like when I asked after the live hearings, I think you'll be seeing more of the big ones, like handed down. Let's see. I'll grab another deck and let's see if we can find out who might get indicted with all this. We'll ask a few questions. This is no guarantee, mind you. But let's okay, throw a name at me. The first one that's come to my mind is Ginny Thomas. So, is Ginny Thomas going to be indicted?
Hey, buddy. Come on, this way.
Will New Mexico go red? No. That just jumped out at me. No. Let's have a look. We'll just do will New Mexico go red? I just want to make sure that that's not just a reaction. 10 of Swords. Yeah, that's a no. That's a no. But and if it did, it would be a huge blow. But will New Mexico go red? 5 of Cups, loss. Yeah, no. And 8 of Swords. That's 5 very clear no cards. 8 of Swords. Yeah. It would be a miracle if they pulled that off. So let's hope I'm right there. Let's hope it stays blue. Let's ask it on the other way. Will New Mexico, is it purple or is it go blue? Will New Mexico go blue? Ace of Wands, that's a yes. Page of Cups, that's a yes. 3 of Cups, that's a yes. Night, Joji. Thank you for joining us and your contribution as always. Can you take that? Would you please? Thank you, sweetheart. Thanks for the coffee. Hey, baby. An aspirin. Half glass of water. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look. Ginny Thomas. Is Ginny Thomas going to be indicted? Thank you, Joji. You have a good night, darling. I'm going to do 3 cards on each person. So, Knight of Swords. That's a big maybe. A very chaotic time for her. So she's in for a very chaotic time. Justice. A balancing of the scales, my dear. That's just surprisingly, it's still a maybe. And why it's a maybe is that the scales of justice can go both ways. So it's never a guarantee of one thing or another. So 9 of Cups. That's a yes. So she's got a very chaotic time ahead of her, but people want to see her answer for her actions, and this is what the people want. And I think she's going to be indicted. I think. I wonder if that's when Clarence Thomas will have to resign. Oh, you've made the coffee thing. Okay. Who else do you want me to read on to see who will be indicted? I just got passed through my head, so I'll quickly grab a different. That Ukraine are going to thank you for that, sweetheart. Ukraine are going to
Look at this. You're trying to tell me you want me to stay? Very animal.
No, she doesn't like it if you bring your hand in down to the front. So if you bring it up to the side.
And if you pat it, it has to be exactly the way she likes. Otherwise, she swaps you.
Hemio's just lying on the top of the lounge, and James was walking past after him, and she reached out and she snagged his t-shirt and wouldn't let him go. So he had to come back and scratch her head, which is what he's doing now. Hi, Rondell. How are you? How's Queensland? I see there's lots of flooding and everything happening over there. Are you okay, my dear? Okay. Jim Jordan McCarthy. Okay, yeah, we'll have a look at those two. Yeah. Yeah, Ginny Thomas. Yes, I just did read on her. But first I had a thought go through my head that Ukraine are going to, tide's going to turn for the better in Ukraine, even more so. I mean, is this true? The High Priestess, big impact. 5 of Swords. Defeating their enemies here. And Temperance. Yeah, I think so. But these are both major arcana, so it's not going to happen like immediately tomorrow, but they're going to be making more gains. But it's going to take a while, so... Let's hope that that's... It is just that we should still, in the 21st century, and that we should still have conflict like this. Is just sad, isn't it? Okay. So, did I just read on? I did, didn't I? She was going to have a bit of a chaotic term. Jim Jordan. Yes, yes, the New York, yeah. The shooting, yes. Buffalo, wasn't it? It was up in Buffalo. Yeah. Hi, Sweet Pea. Okay. Jim Jordan. Is he going to be indicted? 5 of Wands. Might be a bit harder to get things on him, but he really does. But then that is, yeah, 9 of Swords. He's certainly worried about it. But and 3 of Cups. While there's support, why people would like to see it, I don't know that. I think they'd have a real battle getting enough on him to, you know. But he's certainly going to... But he is worried about legal troubles here, so there is some worry. 8 of Swords, restrictions. 6 of Pentacles, balancing of the scales, evening things up. Quid pro quo. I'm inclined to think that as much as they'd like to, they're not quite going to be able to get enough solid on him, because you really have to make the biggest and solidest of cases here with that. So as much as they'd like to, and as much as they know they can't prove enough. McCarthy. McCarthy. Let's have a look. Is McCarthy going to get? Yes, I'm going to have a look. Rand Paul will be going, but I don't know if he's he won. Oh, I don't think he's up for election for another. Yeah. When is he due for? I don't think he's up next, is he? Thank you, Sweet Pea. Rand Paul. The Hierophant. He launched a presidential campaign in 2016. He was beaten out by Trump, of course. He's the incumbent. Queen of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. His momentum is going to come to a halt. He doesn't think before he speaks. You know, I got the Queen of Wands, which can be a fiery, protective person. But sometimes, you know, the orators as well. And sometimes they doesn't think before they speak. And he's very much the verbal diarrhea sort of person. He did, yeah, I know. Page of Cups. He's got some surprising news coming to him. I thought he won in 2018. So when's he up for re-election? Can somebody remind me? Yeah, those four senators, when they met with Zielinski, much more politely repeated what Rand Paul just blurted out. That's right. He's up for re-election this year. Is Booker going to defeat Rand Paul? The Fool. New journey. That's a big yes. Oh, and the end of one, a change, the end of one thing and the start of another. Eight of Pentacles. It might come down to a recount or something, but will he defeat him? Ace of Pentacles, yes. So basically this is going to be the end of him. Yeah, I just remembered that. I keep asking this. For some reason, he's just like, I get a blank on that. Hi, Em. Tucker Carlson, is he going to what does his future hold? I'm getting banned. Hi, Elaine. Let's see. Oh my goodness, can somebody remind me what I was just asking? Tucker Carlson. Perhaps that's a blessing to get a complete blank on Tucker Carlson. Oh, yeah, for a holiday. Yep. I mean, yeah. I could have delayed it. Tucker Carlson. Wheel of Fortune. There is definitely some changes coming up for Tucker Carlson. You know, I try to remain objective, so. Ow! Ow, ow, ow! Oh, stabbing pain. Oh. What's his challenge? 3 of Pentacles. He's losing support. No, 3 of Pentacles. Deals, making deals. I think he's working with others, but the support of working with others does not play well with others. Oh, look at Fox itself too as a network. Yeah. At the base of this reading, deals, yeah, quid pro quo, knowing his worth. He thinks that this is the thing. He thinks he knows his worth. He acts like I'm irreplaceable. Nobody's irreplaceable, Tucker. And there's going to be, yeah. What about this group? I feel like something about group work coming out with Tucker Carlson as a challenge. What is it? What is it with this? And this is the challenge. I'm doing a full cross on Tucker. So what is it about the challenge of the 3 of Pentacles, like group work? Is there going to be something coming out about him working with people? Judgment. He's going to be judged on his actions with other people. That'll be interesting. But anyway, at the base of this is quid pro quo. I do this for you. You do that for me. Past actions. 2 of Cups, making deals in the past. Ooh, the past. Okay. Making deals, working together. Now there's a change coming up for him. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the immediate future with him. What is things at the present with him? Oh, things are grinding to a halt. Hi, Simply Joan. Oh, how did the Lovely question, Joan. I think she was well received. And yeah, I think she was really well received. And I think they felt like she just exudes warmth and confidence, and she's a very special lady, Jill Biden. And I'll tell you what, Zielinski's wife, Mrs. You know, she's a real special lady in herself, to stand there and, you know, be thrown into the political. I don't think either of them thought he would win. But unlike Melania, she is up to the job of being the first lady for her country. And I think it did a lot of good for the country, that meeting. And welcome to Simply Joan. Hi, 171. Sign in. Yeah, so we're looking at Tucker Carlson. I'm doing a full cross on him. At the moment, things are grinding to a halt. So his idea of his self-worth is not quite up to what his worth is. His idea of knowing his own value, his idea of his value is not quite what it once was. He thinks he's more valuable to Fox than he is. He is, you know, but it's sort of like things are coming to a grinding halt with him. He's not, I think he may be doing some negotiations, and they're not progressing the way he wants. His immediate future opportunity, he might have an offer he's looking to take up elsewhere. What's his attitude? I'm all that and a cup of tea. Oh, yeah. I make magic happen. This is his attitude. I am the magician. I make it so. You believe what I want you to believe. This is honestly his attitude. What does Tucker Carlson need to know? Oh my goodness. What he needs to know is that there is a big, unstoppable, and irreversible change coming his way. He needs to know this. Big attitude. So the Wheel of Fortune, that's already one change. That's one major impact. 2 change cards indicate change, not necessarily for the good. This is his ego too. What are his hopes and fears? So he needs to know that there's a big... He's hoping people won't look too close, but he's fearing that they might. This is Congress. He's a little bit afraid of Congress. I wonder what's going to come across their desk. What are the outcomes? Oh, yeah, and he also got, remember, with the 3 of the group work, the challenge, I said, what's this about? And I got a little clarifier deck, and judgment came out on that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. He's getting ready. He's going to have, and 2 of those are big hits. So he's worried people might, he hopes they don't look further and everything comes out shiny, but he's worried that they will. And he's worried about Congress. What's the outcome for Tucker Carlson? Insecurity. not feeling very secure and maybe feeling a little bit out in the cold. Because remember, with this guy, he's moved away from the security of the village to try and hang on with everything he's got. Wow, he's got some big changes coming. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, when is the lunar eclipse? Guys, when is that? I don't think Kevin McCarthy's going to get indicted. Tonight. Hi, Leanne Thomas. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to see names I don't see very often. And again, hi to all my lovely lurkers and to everyone who chooses to watch me later. Honestly, the support, you know, is really, it really does. And if you want some extra content, you become a member. Always seem to Monday always seems to catch me by surprise and rush by so fast. But yeah, Monday to Friday I do a hot topics video where I cover one usually 2 news stories. Sometimes it's, you know, the major big ones, but I also look for some other areas in the world that, you know, things are happening in, and look at those as well. I also do every week a Archangel Tarot reading, a bonus Archangel Tarot reading. And when I do videos for my series, like if you want to check out some of my series, I'll go through and manage videos and make some playlists up, like especially one for the Chappaquiddick readings, Amelia Earhart, their series. Chappaquiddick was five videos. Amelia Earhart, I think, was 4. And some of my mystery tours, Hollywood mystery tours, hidden treasures. When I do make new ones of those, you get to see them first. Okay, you get to see them a good 2 days before everyone else. Yeah, May 16, the lunar eclipse. Oh my goodness, I wonder how, if we'll okay, the contract with Fox News can be cut off. All military bases, ships, subs, VA hospitals. Okay. Hey, will they lose the contract? Will Fox News? Yeah, because you wanted me to look at Fox News. So let's have a look at Fox News. Will they lose the contract for any federal building property to broadcast into there? Look at this. Anxiety about this, because this is a big contract for them. The Chariot. Momentum towards that. I think they're already looking at that. Yeah, the government contract. This is what I'm reading on. Yeah. The Hermit. Forced out, forced away into the background. Serpent. Oh, I like this Hermit one. Look, there's a serpent there. You know? The Hierophant. 3 big cards that are a big yes, 2 maybes, and there's anxiety there. I think they could lose it. I think they could. And Glenna Miles, hello, you're a new name. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. I'm sorry I haven't said hello before that. No, I do try to say hello to everyone, and hello, Simply Joan. I don't know if I've said hello to you yet. Well, the LGBTQIA. There's so many letters there. And I just don't know why we can't all just be one big community. And it's just wrong that we have to this community, that community. You know, we all belong in the same community, and I hate that we have to have distinguishing anagrams or whatever, or adjective. Yes, okay. Will the LGBTQIA community turn out for the Pride marches next month? Four of Swords. Of course, COVID and all that has meant that there might be some places where COVID is still a factor and things like that. But it's been very much, of course, as with a lot of things, had to cancel over the last couple of years. Crunch! I think that's usually it's a maybe card, but I just think yes. Two of Cups, yes. And celebrations of the Four of Wands, yes. They're going to turn out big time, But there's still going to be some communities where, because of COVID or whatever the case is, or people being sick and stuff. I take people as I see them, as they are, as they want to be. I never stop to question whether someone is gay, straight, trans, this, that, the other. Not really. I mean, when someone is doing some obvious things, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're gay. Like, for years and years and years, I thought that one of the actors from an old series called It Ain't Our Hot Mum was gay. He played Gloria, Melvin Hayes, yeah. And because he would dress up and he'd put on a funny voice and all that, because he'd be, he'd be playing a character who was. No, he's been happily married for like 50-something years. He's had a wife. And it's like, so I learned, like, don't get confused with being an actor or this, that, or the other. So it's like, I don't think about that. I think about what the person's actions, if they're nice, how they speak to people. If it's obvious, it's obvious. If it's not, it's not. I don't really, as long as the person tries to live the best life they can and not do any harm to others in doing so. Be what you want to be, my darlings. Just be what you want to be. And you get my love. Was he? Ah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I would want respect from other people regardless of what my orientations were. And so I give that to other people as well. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Let's go back to indictments, hey? Having gotten sidetracked. So we've done Ginny Thomas, done Jim Jordan. Yeah. Mo Brooks. Oh, the moon there. there's more to come out with Mo Brooks. Is he going to be indicted? The universe. That's the world. A change in his place in the world. Queen of Cups. Calming, needing calming. Yeah, there's more to come out about Mo Brooks as well. But a light is going to be shone. Squirrel! Yeah. And the world, the universe or the world. Yeah, I think Mo Brooks is going to end up being indicted too. I always end up putting some things back in the wrong way. I do this every time. Okay, I'm going to put this deck away and grab a new deck. Half the time I don't intend there to be reversals in a deck. It's just that I put things back the wrong way. We've got the good tarot here, which I haven't used in ages, so I'm going to bring that out. Colette Baron Reid, one of my favourites. Yeah. Okay, who are we going to look at next? Who's next on the will they get indicted train? Are they going to find out who ripped that button out and indict them in Alana Presley's office? 8 of Earth, yes. And the Page of Earth, yes, they will. It was a very disruptive, so that's Pentacles. Yes, they will find out. And yeah, there's going to be action against them. Rudy. Okay. Rudy Giuliani, is he going to be indicted? This card came flying out. The Empress, so many Americans want him indicted. This card literally came flying out of the deck. So that's a yes, but of course I do more than one card. Next spooky special I'm going to take a trip away from hauntings and maybe look at some other things like Bigfoot, aliens, things like that. Hanged Man. Yeah. He's going to be sacrificed, as they say, but, you know. 10 of water. 10 of cups. Yep. Yeah, he's going to get indicted. But there's going to be... I think his health getting very dicey, because the Hangman is like a 3 of Earth. His health is getting very dicey. There's about 2 or 3 things wrong with him. Is it enough to stop him from ending up in court? Messenger of Fire. Page of Wands. I do think he'll still have to rock up, at least some statement, something. But yeah, I do think there could be an indictment, but whether or not it'll be seen through, I don't know. I won't look at somebody falling off their perch or anything like that. So Nosferatu Giuliani. That's all right, Bernice. Well, you're in Texas, aren't you? I can't blame you for being worried about it with that guy running around. Hi, Michelle Mabel. I have a new mug. Well, yeah, it's just different because we can't find Stig. He's in hiding, so I don't know what I did with him. I haven't found him yet, so. Yeah, that's a bit, yeah. You don't want to be talking about things to people in their coffee. But yeah, okay. Maybe just stick a piece of ash in there with him. Don't stick it through his heart or anything. Just maybe put a piece of ash in the corner with him. Yeah. Never have enough mugs. Okay, who wants to give me a name? How do you want to have a look at Matt Gates? We'll do a short thing on Matt Gates. Is he gonna get done soon? Is he gonna get done soon? I don't think he's gonna be around for the midterms. Temptation, the devil. Pay the devil his due. That is coming up. This is a big car. This is a big impact card. What's his challenge here? He's got two. The Queen of Fire, investigations, and the Six of Earth, quid pro quo deals. I pulled out two cards there. That's Queen of Fire is Congress, of course, the Queen of Wands. Six of Earth is the quid pro quo deal. The advice for Matt Gates, Five of Earth. Be prepared to get very chilly out in the cold. Yeah. Just language to please about. I know I put up the entertainment only purposes thing, but can you just, avoid certain terms, please? Whether it's true or not, it's like, yeah. Okay, at the base of this reading, Two of Water, relationships, deals. That's the Two of Cups, commitments, outcome for him in the near future. The Emperor, the rule of law. In this case, the rule of law. He has to face the rule of law. Will he go to jail? The Eight of Earth. If they get the case right, He will. They have to get everything, and things like this. They have to get everything. That's all right. That's all right. There's just some energies I don't like putting out there, and yeah. Okay. Kristen Gillibrand said she's going to introduce the first national federal law seeking to hold fashion brands accountable. Now they are planning on telling us what we can and cannot wear. I don't know what that means. What do you mean holding fashion brands accountable? Spirit Beyond the Stars? I don't know what that means. Accountable for what? That's not, saying like if they need to be held accountable for this, that, or the other doesn't mean that they're going to tell you what you can and can't wear. It's just that if they is it about, because, unfortunately some of them do have their clothes manufactured in countries where they don't have the best, child labour laws. Is it about textiles and pollution from textile manufacturing and things like that? So has DeSantis taken money from Gates's dad to block what? No, I've always said all along, okay, God to the highest truth, and that with regard to this matter, Gates does not have his father on side. He pulled him out of so many other stuff, but this is just one thing too far. But anyway, I'll ask the question: has DeSantis taken money from Gates's father? 6 of air. Ace of earth. Queen of earth. Possibly, but it's this to block the prosecution. DeSantis can't block the prosecution, but messenger of fire. I think there's been some discussion, and I think it's been a real troubling. You don't want your children to end up, but there's a time when you have to say, no, I can't protect you anymore. And I think this has come up with, I've said this all along with regard to this matter, that, and I don't think he's really been, but he's certainly taken the offer, put the offer out there. Let's say, if you pay me, I'll see what I can do. But Ace of Earth, taking the opportunity to talk, at least possibly to his mum, about this. The messenger talking, possibly even to not say what he knows. Did he take money from them? 3 of Earth. There was certainly discussion about that. Yeah, Bank of Mum and Dad. 3 of Earth. He tried, but I think, despite the fact that there's a lot of yes cards here, there's this big 6 of air, which is the 6 of swords. Very turbulent. And it's like there's been discussion about this, but why let his parents do time with him if they had nothing to do with his actions? Anxiety, a shift in the place in the world, and the Ace of Rods and energy. Look, I think that they're prepared to pay some bills, but that's about it. They do for him what they do for any child, which is pay the bills. But as far as any other support goes, I don't know. I think it's certainly been discussed, but I cannot see them actually handing over. Yeah. They might say, we've got a place for you, bribery. Yeah, I don't think they're prepared to go that far. I just don't think they're prepared to go that far. Maybe some legal bills and all that, but to bribe someone, no, they're not prepared to go that far. I've always gotten a feeling like this was a step too far, and I don't really think that they may even want to do that, but they're not going to. They're not prepared to do that, even though their instinct might say, we'll do everything we can. I'm trying to picture them and I just the envelope under the table, and it goes and then it gets snatched back. No, I'm not saying they haven't thought about it and stuff, but no. Okay. Will Mehmet Oz be kicked to the curb for his sycophancy of will he be defeated in the primaries? Mehmet Oz. 8 of fire, 8 of wands, very quickly. Yeah. Flash in the pan, basically. Ace of earth. Yeah. They just see him as an opportunity. The fact is that he doesn't even live in the area he's running for. Page of fire. They don't trust him. Ace of earth. They just see him as opportunistic and untrustworthy. And yeah. I am doing it again. Yeah, he's going to get. No, I don't think they're going to try and slow it up a lot. I just don't think that. Yeah, no, he's not going to win. Okay. Let's have a look at what's happening with DeSantis. And then we'll go into the last hour and I'll do the week ahead for around the traps. How's that? Okay, so I'll do a one quick 5-card draw on DeSantis. What's happening with DeSantis? What is in his future? Fortune's wheel. He's got a change coming up too. What is his challenge? 9 of fire. Vigilance. Embattled. Making sure he's got all his ducks in a row, I suppose. And he's got all the all the resources he needs to fight. He's got a real fight on his hands. What is the advice for Ron DeSantis? 6 of water. Be prepared for some past actions to come back and bite you on the ass. Be prepared for the past. It's going to come up. The base of the reading. 3 of Earth. Here's this deals with others. That could link back to the 6 of Water there. What is the outcome for him? Queen of Earth. And she is again. Resources, money. I do think there's going to be some scandal coming up with him. With money. So there's money coming up again, but I don't think it's necessarily from Gates' parents. And 3 of Cups, 3 of Water. Support. Overindulgence. One more. The Tower. So I put 3 outcome cards up here. It got resources. Quite often when we're talking about politicians in election time, that's campaign funds, support, and the Tower. So something's coming up which could totally lose him support from a lot of people. And also I do think that there's something coming up with money, campaign funds possibly. Or even bribery, as somebody suggested. What's this? Is this campaign funds? Whoa, I got the Tower here. And then I got my little clarifier deck out and I said, is this campaign funds? And drew a card, Tower. Wow. Now, people who have been really dodgy with campaign funding and spending they've been going to jail. Could he end up in jail over this? Definitely, at the very least, King of Swords prosecuted, indicted and prosecuted. Wow, he's got. So this is big changes, big impact changes, past actions to do with money. Not as vigilant as he should have been, not as resources, because the 9 of Fire, 9 of Wands can be about building up your resources as well as vigilant. Definitely, the challenge is he's definitely going to be embattled at the very least. Interesting times coming up for DeSantis. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick break. Quick comfort break, and then we'll do the next, go into the last hour, and we'll have a look at the week ahead around the traps. How's that? Oh, just one quick throw. Is Trump going to get indicted after the live hearings? Very quick throw. Ace of Air. Yes. That's a yes. Oh, and 10 of Air, stabbing America in the back. Whoa, and Ace of Fire. Yes. And trying to fraud the will of the American people. Yeah. Okay. I will be back in just a couple of minutes. Thank you, guys.
cream, sweetie. No cream, just milk. No, you're tired. Love. Going bad.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Really want those shots.
I don't see that happening. Yeah, you will.
All right. That's why I was doing that bit.
I'll clear this then for you. Okay, that was free.
Thank you.
All right.
Just need a clear mind. Not bending it, it's all been tried, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello, I'm back. Thank you guys for your patience. Well, I went and had a wee little break. It is like the time. Hi. Will there be any regulation concerning money in politics? Let's have a look. Thing is, running for these things, they're very expensive. There has to be a ceiling. Two of Earth. Now, this is something that you're juggling at, but the thing is, you know, if they put those regulations into disadvantage one side, they disadvantage themselves. Patience, temperance, but that's another balancing card. So the two of those can be about balancing. Patience and temperance is a yes card, and it's about balancing as well. So this is patience, temperance, the patience card. And the 10 of fire. It's a struggle. It's going to be a struggle to get it all right. Have a look at this. This is really, really interesting. The 10 of fire, she is struggling to hang on to all the pages, and pages are on fire around her, struggling to get this right. I wouldn't say that there will be any time soon, but eventually I think possibly the 2024 term, for the midterms, there might be some changes, but I wouldn't be looking for changes this year, possibly not even next year. It's something that's a real struggle to get right. The Queen of Earth, campaign finance laws, it's struggling to get that right. I mean, aren't they talking about bringing in caps on what can be donated by one person? I mean, they've been struggling to get it right for a while. The Emperor, the rule of law, bringing in some stability. Look, eventually there will be some improvement, but it is a minefield of an area to get right, and it'll be a struggle, but there will be improvement. Including improvement to the rule of law with it. So maybe more accountability, I think. It's some changes, but more accountability, more, you know how they've been going after people, more of that, I think, is going to be one of the things coming out of that. Okay, now, week ahead around the traps. So, welcome to hour 3. I took a little comfort break before. So, the week ahead around the traps. So, let's start with Australia this week. We're coming into elections next weekend. We have a postal vote here that we're going to send off. Get that sent off this week. We don't want to be going out to polling places, even though early polling has opened and there's not many people there. Yeah. Night, Clarence. Hi, Viviane. Hi, Cardamancy. And if anyone else has joined in the last few minutes, yes, I took my, sometimes I just need to take a break at the end of 2 hours for a few minutes. I love doing the Sunday morning. Hi, Leona Thomas. Need your voice back, darling. Oh. Thank you, Celtic Seer. So let's see. Australia. Today. I think we're going to be quite affected by the lunar eclipse. 9 of Swords, anxiety within the air today. Well, that's not surprising. We've got a lot of flooding happening on the East Coast. If I can bring up a radar image. So it may not look like much at the moment, but there is major flooding on the East Coast. Lots of wind happening. So I'll just share the screen for a minute. So we've got a lot of people, So this is our Bureau of Meteorology. This is okay. So this is Australia-wide, and it might not look like a lot of coverage, but when we go in closer, this is Warrego, which is in Queensland, or might not look like much, but it's actually quite a lot for those areas. This. You can see a lot of energy coming up from the Nothing. Loops. I'm clicking on areas and nothing's coming up. I was like, oh my God, how embarrassment. Yeah, you can see the, okay, out a bit. I'm clicking on the wrong images, but trust me, there's flooding everywhere. It's awful. Yeah. Towns are just getting Gympie, which is, I think, in Queensland somewhere. Anyway, so embarrassment. But anyway, there's a lot of anxiety happening with flooding at the moment, and a lot of emergency services, businesses. Yeah, it's a worrisome time. The Monday, the King of Cups. Now, we are coming up to an election. So we're going to be hearing a lot of messages, good, bad, indifference, whatever, So the King of Cups. We're going to be hearing how we can stabilize the economy, how we can stabilize that from both sides. So we're going to be hearing a lot of talk, soothing words, or what they think is soothing words from both sides. Monday. Tuesday, we've got the Hermit. That's interesting. Caution. Now, I know from about Wednesday or Thursday, they're not allowed to do any advertising. So we've got caution needed on Tuesday. Caution, movement, something coming out, not out of hiding as such, but a real need for cautious movement and to look back and learn from past experiences. So I don't know what that's going to be. Wednesday in Australia, 9 of Cups. I think this might be when, yay, no more election ads, because of course you can't watch anything at the moment without election ads popping up. People getting what they want, which is no more election ads. Thursday, Princess of Swords. Okay. News on security, perhaps. I'm getting a link back to Tuesday to the Hermit and the need for caution with the Princess of Swords. So I might look at that a bit further. Friday, Night Crag, the Princess of Pentacles, possibly economic news. Of course, there's always a bit dodgy around election time with the economic. Saturday, of course, is the election. We'll have a look. 3 of Swords, disappointment and heartbreak. Okay, what is that about? Betrayal, letting go? Let's have a look. So, get a clarifying deck. Let's see. Shadowscapes. What's all this? So, well, of course, there's going to be disappointed people on Saturday with the election. But first, I want to look at the Hermit. What's this caution about? 5 of Swords. Defeat, conflict, caution about conflict and defeat and abuse. Okay, how is this linked to the Princess of Swords? So the Hermit, that's 5 of Swords on top of it. Princess of Swords has the 2 of Wands. Strategies not working out. So enacting a cautious strategy that we know by Thursday hasn't worked out. Now this could be in the government, and possibly some disappointment at that. Okay, let's bring the election card. Of course, there's going to be disappointment and all that, but we've got 3 swords here. So I have a lucky feeling that Palmer's party is going to do better than, not as good as he hoped, but better than is wanted by everyone else. How is Australia United going to go? 4 of Swords, retreat, going to retreat. Okay, fair enough. How is the Liberal, or the LNP, the coalition, going to go? 10 of Wands. They're going to struggle. They're going to struggle. How is Labor going to go in the election? So the disappointment and heartbreakers, of course, there's going to be people who are disappointed. 2 of Swords. Tightrope. Will they win the majority? Knight of Pentacles. Stopping just short, or yes, or will they be able to form a government? Will the Labor be able to form a government? Ask that question. The High Priestess, with the right strategy, yes. So I do think will Labor win the election? 2 of Pentacles, juggling it. I think it's going to be very, very close. I do think they're going to get there, but just will they have to bring in like the Greens or something? 2 of Cups, support and a deal. Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. I think Labor's going to be able to form a government. So, yeah, but not outright. Will they be able to form a government outright? I'm just getting that. It's going to be close. King of Wands, yes, but I do think it's going to be close. I do think it's going to be really, really close, and it might take a couple of days where it's like, oh, yes, no. But I do think they'll just be able to do it. Yeah. We can might have another look at that on Thursday and see how the election's going to go closer, because I'm reading this on like Sunday, almost a week before. So I'll ask one more question. Are security concerns this week going to muck up the coalition? Are security concerns this week going to muck up the coalition? Page of Wands, there's certainly talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, 5 of Swords. So, yeah, there's definitely some things going on. I'm a shocker. I'm a shocker. Okay, so that is Australia. Do New Zealand. Normally I'd lump them together, but we've got the election this week, so we'll do New Zealand now. And then we'll go over to the Americas. And then we'll do Europe and the UK. Okay, so we'll do New Zealand, US, Canada, Europe, and then UK. Let's have a look. New Zealand. What is New Zealand going to bring? Hi, Fern, Robin, Blank. Thanks for joining us for the last hour. So where we're going around the traps and looking at the week ahead. New Zealand, Sunday. And I will have a look at the lunar eclipse and how that's going to affect everything. King of Swords today for them. Bit mercurial, up and down. Some security concerns maybe. Monday in New Zealand, a bit out in the cold. A bit, well, not necessarily out in the cold, a bit holding themselves back, not wanting to turn a corner. A bit out in the cold, maybe just not necessarily out of agreements, but maybe not in agreement with everything about some aspect. Which, I admire that about New Zealand. It will stand up and say, hey, no, so not quite out in the cold, but not quite in full agreement with some things. Tuesday in New Zealand, the Knight of Cups. Okay. Working on some offer, possibly with the Solomon Islands to maybe work out some sort of deal they could do, or talking about it at least. But, I'm getting a bit doubtful if that's going to work. I don't know that they quite trust what's said there. Wednesday, 9 of Wands, feeling a need for vigilance. Yeah, I do feel like security in the region is very, very much on their plate. And I felt like that the Page of Swords was about security as well in Australia. So pretty much, security on the region, vigilance on Wednesday. Thursday, I think it's 7 of Cups. Okay. Cloudiness. They're not happy with can't quite. I think the Solomon Islands is going to pop up again this week. And of course, the Australian elections, keeping an eye on that, and also looking at talks that they can do. But there's still there's still a few issues that need to be cleared up for the region. And so waiting, the election is, is going to determine what government they deal with and all that. Friday, the moon, things coming out. Things coming to light on Friday. And Saturday, what do they got there? The Empress. It's like she's just sitting back with a box of popcorn watching what's happening in Australia. But I do feel like there's going to be, Australia and New Zealand are the two nations for this area that provide a lot in terms of security and things like that. So I do feel like this is the cushion, providing like extra support or something you can't, things don't stop just because there's an election happening. So it's like extra vigilance, extending its protectiveness, just and being in support, saying, waiting to see what the will of the people is in Australia, and just because they know that whatever the government is, they have to deal with it. So the last 2 days are a major arcana, the moon, and so they're quite big impact days for New Zealand. Okay, so we will put this deck away, and we're going to go over to, I think, Canada. The next week for Canada. The next week for Canada. That's all right. I don't expect people to just drop everything just because I'm doing a live and stuff. I love that some of you do that and join me every time without fail. I have no idea how much I appreciate that support and everything. Okay, the coming week for Canada. Oh, Sunday, Judgment. I wonder if some election results are coming in. When was the election in Ontario? I do feel that might have something to do with Ontario. I'll clarify that. Is this judgment to do with the election, the provincial election? Are there provincial elections everywhere or just Ontario? I wonder if anyone who's in Canada can tell me. Nine of Pentacles. Sitting pretty. Autonomy. Interesting. Okay. Monday in Canada. Feeling of restriction. Okay. Not being able to make headway. Not so much of being trapped, but not static, not being able to make headway. Maybe with some deal or something. Finding it hard to see a way through. But I think finding it hard to make headway is the first thing that came into my mind there. And yeah. Tuesday, change is happening quickly, but that changes by Tuesday. So the 8s are about the wheelers and the dealers. So there's definitely like a bit of a hold up on a deal there and then things happening. 8s are about wheelers and dealers. So it's like we've got the 8 of Swords, like a little bit of finding it hard. And then by Tuesday, it's like, no, things are moving again. So Wednesday, Ace of Wands. Build up of energy. New growth, excitement. New ideas. Ideas being put forward. Thursday. And if any of you guys remember the Sunday readings that I do for your country, and let me know if I got any of it right, because I'm just going off what this is a new opportunity coming. So here we go back to the wheel and deal. there's some new opportunities that could create new foundations in Canada, or foundations for some more opportunities happening. So creation, it's all, I think maybe some economic. So let me know how I go with the weekly reading. Friday, they got the moon too, the same as New Zealand. Like waiting for something to come to light, possibly waiting, attention focused on the Australian elections. Either something coming to light, howling at the moon. Maybe a new pathway being shown here with this pathway between the two dogs. Saturday, a little bit out in the cold. I'm getting that same thing that I got with New Zealand, not out in the cold, like thrown out of agreement or anything like that, but a bit of a disagreement in not seeing things the same way, looking for a different way for things to be done, because the idea of doing something this way is not appealing. But if you turn around the corner, there's new opportunity that can be, there's a new way of in. Like they feel like they're locked out of the church here, but if they turn around the corner, there'll be an open door. So a new way, looking for an alternative, to do things, which I think is what I was trying to get at with New Zealand too, when they got the swords. So Queen of Swords, yeah, judgment, judging. They think that, yeah, they're not quite happy. They think there's a better way to do things, and at this stage, their judgment is they don't want to follow that path. So, yeah. So that's Canada, guys. So that's what's coming up in Canada with regard to running the country, I suppose. No big, huge events. Yeah, I think with the Australian election, there's going to be a bit of disappointment all around, but I do think that Labor is going to come out. They might just squeak in to be able to form a government. Okay. Now the US for the next week. What is the coming week bringing the US? Sunday. Agreement, concurrence agreement, deals with the Two of Cups, commitment. Monday, walking away towards something more. Not abandonment of some sort, but is this internal? Let's have a look. Is this internal? Is this abandonment of some sort? Where? How? It's not international. Okay. Abandonment of some restrictions. Walking away. Oh, I think there could be some news about Roe v. Wade. I'm not quite sure. This could be Roe v. Wade. The Eight of Cups. feeling of abandonment, maybe there, betrayal even. Tuesday, but hope. Okay, feeling of abandonment, then hope. Is this Roe v. Wade as well? Yeah, feeling of not being able to see their way through and abandonment. Then the star card was hope, and I said, is this Roe v. Wade? And it said yes. I think Roe v. Wade is really going to dominate in Ukraine this week, but the world, of course, changes there, changes in their place, the world, changes happening there, big impact change. And then the Chariot, momentum on Thursday, Friday, the Knight of Cups. False Knight. I think Trump might be dominating Friday. Saturday, stand your ground. What's this change with the world? End of one journey, start of another. Is this Roe v. Wade, yes or no? Now, this came out upside down because I never managed to get the cards the right way up. I'm a shocker. I'm a real shocker. This is a change, irrevocable change. Now, that doesn't mean that it's the end of Roe v. Wade. Is there a new start to it on Thursday? The Queen of Rods. What's this Thursday? What's this Friday? What's this Knight of Cups? Is this an offer that cannot be trusted? Five of Pentacles, out in the cold. Yeah. I would love to say that. And Saturday, stand your ground, justice. I think it's going to be really, Roe v. Wade is going to be really dominant this week. It's going to be up and down all over the place. And it might look like some hope, and then maybe not so hopeful, and then momentum and picking up, out in the cold, feeling out in the cold, and standing ground and justice. So it's going to be, you know, you would like to think that such a situation as this issue would, you know, what happens there can affect what happens here, because we've had right-wing politicians stand up and say we should have, you know, ban abortions and all that here in Australia. Even in the last few weeks, I've seen a couple of stories about that. And, yeah. Okay, so that was the US. Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you that it wasn't going to be dominated by that situation, but now we're going to go to Europe and then the UK. Okay, Europe. That's all right. I'll be wrapping up soon too. I'm just doing Europe and the UK for the next week. In Europe, I think it's definitely going to be the conflict. If you remember, if you want a reading, you can email me. You can also email me there if you want to donate but don't want to use YouTube. You can use PayPal, or, you know, the donations I get are really appreciated. And if you want to become a member, it's $3.99 a month. Let's see. let's see. Okay, Europe, Sunday. Here's deals and commitments again. I think this could all be NATO on the Sunday coming back up. Monday in Europe, surprising inspiration or news with the Page of Cups. Tuesday, oh wow, something seems to be something really good, high impact, and sort of like could even be deemed to look at miraculous, but of course, as with all things with the magician, not a lot of hard work behind it, but things maybe something paying off somewhere there. Wednesday, swift movement, swift communication. Thursday, this is just in Europe in general, somebody having to face up to the consequences of their actions, not being able to get away from it. Friday, retreat with the Four of Swords, and Saturday, protectiveness, fiery exchanges, very much creative meetings, group collaboration happening, a lot of talk next weekend. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tamio, for joining. Yes, yeah, I think I had a quick look at that, and Finland's like, they only get like 10% of their supply from Russia, so they're not too stressed about it. Okay, the UK, very quickly, and then if I wrap up, we'll do a reading on the lunar eclipse, what messages will come out of the lunar eclipse. Right. 2, 3. The UK. Okay, Sunday. Support Riley, really rowdy. Overindulgence, like lots of support, possibly some celebration for some reason. Monday, bit of a steering away through troubled waters. This could be Northern Ireland, trying to steer a path or a way. Move on from that. Tuesday, the Star card, hope in a new direction. Wednesday, evening up. So there might be able to be some resolution happening with the Northern Ireland thing, at least for now. At least maybe get the Stormont back on track. But the Northern Ireland protocol is still in rough waters. Oh, Thursday, news of an investigation with the... So, sorry, I got the Three of Cups on Sunday, the Six of Swords on Monday, the Hope card on Tuesday, and the Temperance card on Wednesday. And those two, I think, are like maybe bringing about at least getting the Stormont back on track in Northern Ireland. More investigations, news of investigations. This could be the Keir Starmer thing. On Thursday, Friday, we have a bit of chaos with the Knight of Swords. And Saturday, agreement, reaffirmation, sealing a deal. Some reaffirmation of a deal or an agreement happening. Not sure if that's the Northern Ireland protocol, but yeah, I think that there's going to be a focus on the Northern Ireland protocol on Saturday. Good or bad? Let's have a look. A change happening with regard to that, the Northern Ireland. So maybe some good progress. It's either going to be good progress or bad progress, but there's going to be progress of one sort or another. Okay, now, my darlings, I'm going to get out the deck and we are going to have a quick look at what messages the lunar eclipse has for us mere mortals. Animals are very, very sensitive to all things lunar. So I'm going to get the animal tarot cards here and see what they have to say. What messages does the lunar eclipse have for us? Spirit? What messages does the lunar eclipse have for us? 3 cards, Spirit. Now, just remember Tuesdays now. I will be Tuesday night in Australia, Tuesday morning in the US. So I'll schedule tomorrow. I'll schedule that. 1, 2, 3. What messages does the lunar eclipse have for us? The Queen of Spring. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. Okay? Keep going. You can do that. You can. So talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. So the lunar eclipse. What other messages? There's 2 more cards here. Does the lunar eclipse have for us? The Prince of Autumn, which is the Knight of things, and this is the Queen of Wands. Sorry, Queen of Spring. The Autumn. That's the Pentacles. Yep. Trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. The Seahorse. Lovely, isn't it? It is important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. So planning is really going to be important over the next few days. And the last message from the lunar eclipse to everyone is the 8 of Summer, which is Cups, I think, and the Kangaroo. You feel that there's more to life than what you're living. So it's time to move on. You may be moving from a situation that isn't good for you, or perhaps you're being drawn to what would make you happy. Either way, you're in control of the moves you make. Okay, so planning very much can hear. So you can do what needs to be doing. You can do it. You can combine everything you need and get things done. A plan of action for the week, it would be really handy. And, and you're in control about the choices you make with moving on from or to something. Okay? So that's that situation where you move to or from, move on to or on from something is yours to make, whether you do so or not. Okay? But you feel that there's more to life. So it could just be as simple as deciding to make a couple of simple changes. It could be making a huge change. And whether it's a simple change or a huge change, put that plan in place and have the confidence that you can do it. That's what all three cards, I think the messages are coming. Okay. The seahorse is the only male that. Okay. Love you all. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay loving, and stay strong. I will be back Tuesday night, my time, Tuesday morning, yours in the US, Tuesday night for people in Australia, and day during the day for late afternoon or whatever for people in between. And thank you again for joining me. I love you all, and please take care, and I'll see you in a couple of days.